Welcome back to our channel. If you're just tuning in, this is part 2 of our Japan travel series, and we're diving deep into the Tokyo leg of our adventures. From Disney Springs to hidden watch gyms in Nakano Broadway, and some of the best meals we had in Tokyo, this part of the trip was unforgettable. So if you're into watches, food, or just exploring Tokyo like a local, there's something here just for you. So let's get right into it. Before we begin, please hit that notification bell, hit that like button, and subscribe. I really appreciate the support and I have a lot more watch content coming up. We kicked off our day in Tokyo with a magical visit at Tokyo DisneySea. And let me tell you, this park is unlike any Disney park in the world. The theming, the level of detail, the sheer scale, it's built for a more adult experience, and it shows. What made this visit even more exciting was the recently opened the Fantasy Springs. This new land brings together Frozen, Tangled, and Peter Pan in one immersive space. It was absolutely delivered on the hype. The visuals were stunning, the rides had impressive tech, and even the popcorn carts was themed to perfection. After exploring DisneySea, we left the park and made our way to get lunch. We found a cozy udon spot that really hit the spot after a few hours of walking. The udon had a perfect bounce of the noodles, and the broth was rich and wasn't too heavy. It reminded me a lot about Marugame back in Tukwila in Washington. If you've been to that spot, you know what I mean. It's quick, fresh, and very comforting. It wasn't the most extravagant meal on our trip, but it was exactly what we needed. Sometimes a simple bowl of udon can just be as memorable as the Michelin star dish. After that, we browsed some shops, picked up some souvenirs, and headed our way back to the city for our next stop. Back in the hotel, I finally had some time to do a quick 1 to 2 minute review of the KUOE Watch I picked up in Kyoto. The boutique exclusive green dial Goldsmith 90002 looked even better under the soft lighting of the room. The texture of the dial, the case finish, and that perfect balance between vintage aesthetics and modern reliability really made this piece special. And of course, my wife got a matching Greek color themed for his and hers, a fun and sensible detail from Kyoto. The KUOE packaging was very thoughtful. They gave us a nice cloth pouch, extra straps, even a handwritten note thanking us for stopping by. If you're ever in Kyoto, don't skip the boutique. It's a true hidden gem. Let's take a moment to go over the specs of the KUOE Goldsmith 90002, specifically the boutique exclusive green dial version I picked up in Kyoto. First off, the case size is very variable at 38mm, with a thickness of around 11mm, giving it a very slim and vintage correct profile on the wrist. The lug width is about 18mm, which means the strap is easy and you got plenty of options to dress it up or dress it down. The case itself is stainless steel, mixed with a polishing and brushing that adds just the right amount of character. It's paired with a mineral glass crystal, giving that old school charm without the fragility of the acrylics. Inside, it's powered by the Miyota 9039 automatic movement, a reliable Japanese mechanical caliper with no date for a clean symmetrical dial. It has a power reserve of 42 hours and it's water resistant to 50 meters, which is great for everyday wear. This version of a boutique exclusive, meaning you can only buy it in person at the KUOE store in Kyoto. It's not available online. It comes with both the brown leather strap and needle strap, giving you two distinct looks right off the box. The next day, I headed to Maimaru Rolex Boutique inside the Tokyo Station. It's a busy, upscale department store with a polished Rolex section. As expected, there were theatrics involved. So when I asked about availability, the SA would pretend to walk to the back and come out with a few minutes later and communicate with me via tablets. And they always mentioned they did not have anything back. This was definitely very common in Japan, especially if you don't speak fluent Japanese. I was the third person in line, but surprisingly, they offered me 3 watches: a 36mm Datejust indigo steel and gold, a steel and gold Submariner, aka the Bluesy, and a 34mm silver dial Oyster Perpetual. I politely declined since I already owned the 1240-60 Submariner and wasn't really looking to double up. I tried a few conversational tactics, mentioning my interest is in a GMT, specifically the Bruce Wayne or Batgirl, and brought up my recent career milestones. But ultimately, they didn't even have the pieces I was aiming for. The next stop, I head to Nakano Broadway. If you're a watch enthusiast, this place is an overload of eye candy. Every corner had shops filled with hype pieces. I saw the new Tiffany Blue Gold Daytona, various hard-to-get Rolex models, and rolls of high-end brands like Patek Philippe and Audemars Piguet. Filming was really tough. I got stopped multiple times while I was trying to capture some footage, so I had to go stealth mode. But it was still thrilling to see many grill pieces in one spot. If you're ever in Tokyo and thinking about trading up or just window shopping, Nakano Broadway is definitely worth the visit. After a few hours, we ducked into a nearby cafe that had this cozy, vintage vibe. It was super laid back, perfect for recharging. Tokyo's ability to blend tradition with modern is one of those many reasons I love coming back here. After taking a quick break at the cozy vintage cafe inside Nakano Broadway, we recharged just enough to jump right back into the hunt. There was plenty of ground to cover, and we weren't leaving without one of the last sweeps throughout the watch shops. We also checked some of the lesser known stores tucked away in the corners. Some had more competitive pricing, especially the Grand Seikos and older Rolex Datejust. While most prices are still close to market, a few places had fair deals, especially if you're paying in cash and you have some room to negotiate. Several shops here carry Grand Seiko, and the variety really caught me off guard. From the more accessible quartz and mechanical pieces to their elegant string drive models, Nakano Broadway felt like a hidden Grand Seiko showcase. You don't often see so many different references side by side, especially with this many seasonal dials in stock. Overall, round 2 of watch shopping at Nakano Broadway was a blast. It's a place where if you're patient, observant, and willing to loop back, you might catch that special piece, or at the very least, see something rare in the wild. Dinner that night was at Curry Bondy. If you're a curry fan, this place will blow your mind. Their famous beef curry is thick, flavorful, and deeply savory. The best Japanese curry I've had so far. It's no surprise they have such a strong following. We each ordered our own plates, and we're so glad we didn't share. Every bite was rich and satisfying. We followed that with a coffee at a specialty cafe known for its 3D latte art. I handed them a picture of my dog, and what they created in foam was hilarious and impressive. Let me know in the comments if you think it looks like her. Japan's attention to detail, even in coffee art, is just next level. On our final full day in Tokyo, we went to a famous flat udon spot in Ginza. Pro tip, arrive early. We got there about an hour before opening, received the tickets with a return time. That allowed us to walk around and explore the area instead of waiting in a long line. The udon was silky and chewy and paired perfectly with tempura, absolutely worth the early start. Next, we stopped by Grand Seiko Boutique in Ginza. The store was stunning. I was surprised to see multiple Shinbun models on display. It didn't feel as limited as I had expected. I also ventured upstairs where they had Credor and other high-end Seiko brands. I even tried on a green Daytonas that I might consider adding to my collection later down in the road. Tucked away on the upper levels is something more rare and a lot more refined: Credor. If Grand Seiko is about technical mastery and nature-inspired design, Credor is where Seiko lets artisans go wild with hand engraving, ultra-thin movements, and classical Japanese craftsmanship. If you're ever in Tokyo and visiting the Grand Seiko flagship, take a moment to head upstairs and experience Credor. Even if you're not ready to buy, it's worth just to see what true Japanese horology looks like up close. To end the Tokyo trip, we went to an all-you-can-eat A5 Wagyu shabu-shabu spot. Shabu-shabu is just a large hot pot where you could dip your meats and then have sauce to accommodate it. Not only was the meat top tier, but you also had an option to dip it in sukiyaki broth. If you're a beef lover, this is the place to splurge, and you could definitely savor every single bite. That wraps up our Tokyo watch hunt and food tour. This trip taught me a lot, not just about watches, but about culture, connection, and appreciation of the little things. Japan has a special way of making everything intentional, and I hope you got a taste of that through this series. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and let me know if you have any comments you'd like to see next, maybe part 3. But until next time, stay curious and stay clocked in.